The bell of awakening has been rung, brothers. Some car going around while some epic shots of a gun assembly make me wonder, how did that gate open? Is that supposed to be a secular reference? So this lady is the driver of that 911 Porsche, or Porsche some may say, and this guy is real thirsty for her. I mean, is she a hooker?
I don't know.
She dresses like one, but for all we know, that could just be vampire fashion. Doesn't really matter, because as soon as the ancient being over there starts getting real kinky, she gets shot by our protagonist with a 1911 pistol with extra long barrel. So fancy red suit man's name is Alucard. Foreshadowing. And he is a vampire who hunts other vampires. Why? I don't know. Well, I do, but you gotta wait to find out. Cutting to the fallout of going through Aerophil after Pontiff on online mode, and one police girl, aka Sarah's Victoria, our actual protagonist, after immersing the worst first aid to have ever existed, her friends turn into zombies. You absolute fucking idiot, you totally fell for that. You see, you are wrong, you are a dumbass for believing me. Those are actually fucking ghouls. You see, if you read up on your freaking homework like I told you to, you would have known about this, but you didn't, alright? So next time, read up, because that is gonna be on the freaking midterm exam, okay? You don't want to fail that. But yeah, she's too much of a pussy to shoot, so she runs. Well, that's a lie. She actually does shoot once, but that doesn't really make any sense, as we'll soon find out. When she eventually makes it to the priest, who's the vampire here in this case, she stands there listening to his dialogue like an idiot. Now, A, she knows that she can't hurt him so she doesn't shoot, or B, she forgot how to shoot her gun. Now, if it is A, why didn't he just run? I mean, why didn't he just sprint away? I mean, she couldn't, but she didn't know that. She didn't know that yet, right? Or B, I got nothing. It's actually probably B. Doesn't matter, as she gets taken by the priest, who's actually upgrading from little kids to fully grown adults. But rape is rape, no matter what age, species, or whether she likes it afterwards. I'm looking directly at you, healer fans. You sick fucks! Here's Alucard. So Alucard's like, listen girl, I gotta shoot you to get to him. So like, you cool with that? And she's like, but Mr. Alucard, who I don't know the name of yet, our height difference is like super high, and you're probably very accurate with that gun. Too late! He shoots her, and the vampire dies, and Victoria's just left there to bleed out. But Alucard turns into a vampire. But you can calm down, because she made her choice all by herself. It was either die, or become an immortal gamer. Now, I don't know about you, but that choice is very easy for me. I would, of course, fucking die. Who would want to be this garbage pile? Anyway, Victoria now works for the Hellsing organization, who is in charge of hunting freaks, who include vampires, ghouls, I don't know, dude, gnomes, dragons, weebs, you know, the fucking freaks. And this lady named Cell Integra is in charge of it all. Nobody looks up in this town to see the snipers just all across the roofs. But to be fair, it is raining. Anyway, this wibbly wobble lady is about to eat this other lady, as the guy just sort of stands there, I guess. But Victoria, being the little bitch, hesitates, and the other guy, Gareth, takes a shot. Thank you, Gareth. I'm so glad some of us here aren't little bitches. This is a small example of DMAFS. What does that stand for? Doesn't make any fucking sense. We're going to be seeing a lot of this in this show, but as for this example, you see, she shot last time to save herself. That one time she shot. So why isn't she shooting to save someone else? She's a police officer. Isn't that like her job? Wouldn't she morally think that's the correct choice? Why is that fucking funny? Oh fuck, dude. It's so cursed. This is Walter, the family butler, currently showing Victoria to her room. So he gets really excited about this bed that turns out to be a coffin, because, you know, vampires sleep in coffins. I don't know why, honestly. Maybe it masks a sound. I should try it once. Okay, that's the last one, I promise. Like magic, he appears, getting the mission details. And like magic, he disappears. These two right here, the one swapping spit, are the bad guys for this episode. So, you know, they're gonna fucking die. Anyway, Victoria's now finding out that she's super duper strong, physically at least, and lifts up this actual cannon before being called into action. Alucard, with his 100% accuracy, takes down the horny kid's bike, calling out how there's just a cheap knockoff of Bonnie and Clyde. Alucard then shoots a bullet with his bullet, killing the guy, leaving Victoria to shoot the girl. Because we all know guys can't hurt girls. Right? Right?
Do it.
Hey, she actually shoots this time. After her master encourages her to drink the blood. The sweet blood. Ugh, it sings to me. It's enough to make a man sick. Then she becomes weak. Also, while the outro was playing, when those kids were swapping spit, this girl actually went down to suck his dick. I just wanted to tell you that, because they actually did the slurping effect, and it was the grossest thing I've ever heard. But I know some of you goddamn freaks out there are a big ASMR fans, so if this shit turns you on, you know where to look. Episode 2 of Hellsing, the 2001 series. I will now mention how the music in this show is actually really good. That is a very, very tall man. And also a priest. An autopsy about this guy who is actually a vampire. Now, they find this ship. Basically, it turns anybody into somewhat of a strong vampire by just having it in you. This, of course, is a problem because it usually takes another vampire to make a vampire. But if it requires a ship, who knows how many people can turn into vampires. Now, the doctors don't burn this guy's body because apparently he was like an important person in Rome. So somebody from Rome is going to come pick him up, who is actually this priest guy, which is why he's here. Victoria continues to struggle with the drinking of the blood, and her master starts to tell her telepathically, calling her a little bitch, and to drink the blood. Remember the body that didn't burn? Well, will you just look at that? He's awake, and now killing everybody in the hospital. Good job, guys. Honestly, good job. So smart. These guys turn into ghouls, and Victoria proceeds to shoot them after getting another, hype chat from her master. And as she's about to shoot the vampire, the guy next to Victoria, her current commander, gets clapped by the priest man. And before she knows it, she gets clapped as well. So priest man goes up to kill the vampire, and Alucard's like, "Psych, bro, you hurt my girl, you get clapped." He didn't say that, but emotionally, I think he did. Before I forget, priest guy's name is Anderson. He pulls out his paper magic, basically making any other magic useless. You know, like that spell in Dark Souls that you can only use as a sorcerer. Which doesn't make any sense, because as a sorcerer, the strongest thing you got is magic. Or was it faith? Was it faith or magic? I can't be bothered, but you know exactly what I'm talking about. Alucard, of course, being smart, pulls out his gun as Anderson takes the offensive. It doesn't really last long. He did get a stab in there, though, as he gets shot right in the head. But Anderson pulls out a main character from the Soul series move and comes back. You see, Anderson here is a regenerator. No, not the Resident Evil 4 type. He's more of a Hellsing regenerator. It means he's pretty regenerator. Name implies what he can do. I hope the name can imply what he can do. Alucard then points out the irony of Anderson hating monsters while being a monster himself. Anderson then goes like, "Touché. However, you are a vampire who uses man-made weapons, bitch." Then out of right field comes Stern Trigger saying, "Touché. However, you have exceeded your jurisdiction, Anderson." Throws the paper right in his fucking face, slaps him in the fucking, just quick fucking smack. Did I just smack myself to do a smack sound effect? What is wrong with me? She tells him, "Go home, bitch, your master is calling." He leaves. Alucard is probably about to say, "Yeah, you showed him," but Integra, before he could even say that, it's like, "You useless fuck. How did you not beat that guy that you were clearly not prepared to fight? And you, Victoria, how did you not protect your commander who you couldn't protect because Anderson sneaked up on you? Huh? What an absolute fucking bitch, man. This is the new commander, an actual fucking asshole. But don't worry, his time will come. Soon enough. Walter then goes like, "Yo, Integra, bro, check this video out on the freaking internet. It's this guy dying." Whoa, bro. That's rad. Right, bro? But it's like, that's Gareth, you know, the dead commander and the priest guy. Oh shit, bro. Which means this is a ghoul. Ah shit. On the mission, the guy swaps Victoria's gun for one that works better at close range. So hey, maybe he's not a bad guy. Maybe he was just an asshole that one time. Turns out there's video cameras showing a live feed of what Hellsing people are doing. If it was me watching, you know, and live TV, I would be like, "Hey, look, they're doing a zombie movie live on air." That's a very creative concept. But hey, we can't all mind our own fucking business. Victoria heads downstairs where the rats. Sekiro, the fucking rats. Rats everywhere, Sekiro. She finds the rat and takes him back. Now, I neglected to say this before, but it turns out the new commander knew the targets were on the 3rd floor and didn't say anything. So yeah, not only is he a shitty person, he's also an incredibly shitty commander, and he should get fired for this, but he doesn't. Whoa, 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 who's this random girl we're following crossing the blue police line? Blue police line! But who could this be, dude? What could this sicko actually be planning? Maybe she's planting a bomb. Maybe she's doing some type of terrorist organization. Whoa, Victoria, what the fuck? Where did you come from? That was like, holy shit. I was like, man, let's say, Victoria, have you seen a suspicious looking individual who's wearing the same outfit as you, same proportions, same hair color, but basically the same person? If you have you seen you around? Alucard finds the actual rat who was about to get sucked by this vampire before, well, he shows up. This guy gets smacked, unfortunately, as he just tries to walk away and dies. Then Alucard kills the vampire, shooting a window, revealing other individuals. The old man shows up to arrest the commander, but then this is a really big DMAFS moment, as Integra allows Alucard to kill and drink this lady's blood. Now, that doesn't actually happen in the manga, because it doesn't make any fucking sense to kill an innocent human. I mean, Alucard does kill innocent, but that's not really the word, in the manga, but it was mostly self-defense when they try to kill him first. This lady didn't do anything. So if I didn't know any better, I would think that the Hellsing organization are actually the bad guys. All this actually was, it was basically so that Victoria got really turned on and went home and drank some blood finally. That's all this was for, because again, it doesn't make any fucking sense. Now gang, we're all grown-ups here, hopefully. So let's be civil and look at this like men and women, regular men and women. It's a troll face. You get it? So at the strip club, this guy goes to our bad guys for this episode, giving them some information about Hellsing. But wait, something way more important. New toys for the main characters of the story. Alucard gets a nice black gun to complement his white one that weighs about 35 pounds without the bullets. Victoria gets a cannon, yep, just a very big cannon. It's like the anti-tank rifles from Battlefield 1, except a lot bigger. Cutting back, turns out this guy is getting sucked by these two very interesting ladies. He's not dead. He's being, relaxed. This is actually a spa. The strip club is just the theme of this week. This is just a spa. Now, after being blowed, they stick a British flag on him and put his ass on a very big pool by the London Bridge. So he could relax. So the Hellsing people are storming this place, and Victoria, who left her gun at home, go in and kill this vampire and don't see any others. So Victoria, with a very nice sniffer and ears, hears the C4, ordering the troops to run. Most of them make it out, but one didn't, so Victoria, like an actual savage, protects him by lifting up a piece of debris. A bunch of people come to Hellsing Mansion to have a big important meeting, which, hey, maybe that's what the bad guys want. They want every important person to be in one spot so they can easily kill him. It's subjective when you look at it, but I would think. So Sarah Integra has a problem with her organization being in the public eye. Now this guy basically goes like, well, lady, you drive around in these military vehicles. There's big explosions happening. You rescue people. It's like, are you fucking high? Who would have fucking thought that these two are gonna start their assault on the mansion with their heavily armored ghouls with guns? The old man gets hit in the head by this cunt. He then picks up the phone, telling all the other people in the meeting that they should be scared shitless because he's about to kill them all, some garbage. Fortunately, Victoria's there to save the day, picks up the old man, and takes him somewhere safe. Now, Alucard decides to be lazy today, so he's not out there fighting. Now, there's a reason for that. He wants to fight the white suit guy here, so he's just waiting for him. As the ghouls head for the 3rd floor, they're interrupted by one Walter. Now, if anime teaches you anything, is that you never underestimate or fuck with old men. And Walter uses strings as weapons, so you doubly don't fuck with him, because he could probably split a bullet in half. He doesn't, he just dodges them, but, it's kind of a missed opportunity there. Walter could have shown off a little bit better, I guess. But then the bad guy goes like, touche! I'm not doing that again. and he summons the shield guys. Now, Walter, being smart, activates his trap card, Victoria. She then proceeds to shoot the ghouls with her cannon. The bad guys then try to kill Walter, but Police Girl restrains them easily with a police takedown. Listen, I can make this fight sound cool and all that, but I'm just gonna cut it short. White guy starts fighting Alucard, so Alucard turns on this hocus pocus, turns into a dog, and fucking eats him. Yep. Now, around the same time, Victoria has to fight the members of the organization who got turned into ghouls. She goes into full-on berserk mode until enough screaming from Walter actually snaps her back to reality. Now, the bad guy makes it all the way to the 3rd floor before being shot by Sir Integra with special bullets that burn on the inside. She tries to question him, but he just kind of Thanos'd himself. So we're now in episode 7. Now, in episode 8 is when we really start to see a big shift between Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate. Now, before there were some little differences here and there, but around episode 8 is where it really deviates from the manga. We start in a funeral for all those guys who died, and of course it's raining. Why shouldn't it, right? Victoria's on this mission in her casual wear for some reason, shoots this one ghoul, scaring this poor homeless man probably to death for the rest of his life, before cutting back to Sir Integra. Now, what was the point of that? What the fuck was that included? Why didn't you just do Integra first so you didn't have to cut? Why didn't I cut? Well, you see, this happens many times in this fucking show. I just wanted to show you at least one instance of how annoying it actually is. So Sir Integra gets a letter from the Iscariot organization asking her for a day to a museum. She obviously accepts. Except he arrives late. That's unedited, by the way. So this is Enrico Maxwell. We'll call him Max for short. Max was here to give his condolences, but Sir Integra calls out his bullshit since he sent Anderson to attack the Hellsing, killing the previous commander. Max completely neglects the stay 5 feet away rule and goes up to her fucking face and explains that ship vampires are going all the way to the Vatican and how they're all coming from England. So he then goes on to insult the Hellsing organization for doing a shit job and Sir Integra for being a piece of shit. This angers Alucard, of course, and he comes out of the shadows, pulls out his black gun and points it at Max. Meanwhile, the remains of the Hellsing people are trying to get rid of some ghouls while Victoria hunts the vampire. But he got into a train, so it's like, it's gonna take some time to catch up to him, you know, trash. Now, unfortunately for him, Anderson was there and kills him. Just like that. Just that quick. Just that easily. Now, Victoria and company don't know about Anderson, so when they board the train, he kills like 3 of them or so. I think it was 2 or 3. I can't remember really. Before Alucard shows up. You see, Walter earlier warned Integra and Alucard that Anderson was actually over there. So Alucard just, activated his fucking Jujutsu Kaisen and just teleported over there. Alucard apparently has a third eye, dodging all of Anderson's sword attacks while also shooting him back. This makes Anderson run like a little bitch, because against guns are only good in close range, like a fucking knife. I mean, I know shotguns exist, but you have a fucking handgun on your hands, and it's basically a sniper rifle. Alucard, like a dumbass, gets held down by paper, then being decapitated. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. That's the end. Goodbye. So anyway, Victoria gets her master's head and proceeds to walk for it for a bit before stopping, and Priest Guy is about to kill her as bats come and form into another master. Oh man, dude. Now his Noah Phantasm is level 2. He then shoots both of Anderson's arm offs, and like a normal person, Anderson charges at him, picking up a blade on his way over there. Alucard shows some pity by not shooting him, again at least, instead shooting at the blade, basically letting him fuck off. Anderson, of course, goes like, "Oh, you didn't beat me now. I'm gonna retreat and then I'm gonna come back stronger than ever. Haha, for the future final showdown." Another DMAFS moment. I'm sorry, guys. But there is no future showdown. We see Anderson one more time for about 5 seconds. And that's it. I have no idea why didn't they just kill him. Or bring him back. I don't know. It was really stupid. So So there's a total of 74 recruits here training to become part of the Hellsing organization. Now I'm sure they're gonna accept every single one of them because their numbers are actually fucking garbage after that big whole mansion attack in the last like 2 episodes. Now I'm sure they aren't all here because this place doesn't look big enough for 74 people. But if that was the case, why is the commander here and why is Sarah Integra also here? As I write this, my brain finally like snapped back and said, they probably take turns, you dumb fuck. Now the next group, fuck, dude, shit. Now you're finding out that I write the script as I'm watching at the same time. Oh no, my secrets are being revealed. I must hide in the darkness. The next group is being briefed by Victoria before one of them asked like an ass, was like, "Hey lady, is there actually a vampire in this unit?" And of course she said, "Yeah, kawaii, haha." But they don't believe her, so she goes up to them and bends the guy's MP5's barrel. At least I'm assuming it's an MP5. All I know, that could be a fucking MP5.3. Okay, you gun people tell me about that. Victoria gets homesick and goes home for the day. We see that, like any generic cop, her dad was also a cop, and he died, which is why I'm a cop. Haha. This guy shows up at her door, and he was the same FBI guy. You see, his name is Harry. So Harry here basically starts eating the pie. Yes, that detail is very important. He was really asking if he wanted to eat that pie. It's a very nice pie. And Victoria's like, "I don't like you. What you want?" And he's like, "Aha, you're smart like your dad." She's like, "Oh my god, you mean my dad?" He's like, "Yeah, but let's save that story for another time. Come with me to this place. This is totally not a trap." And she's like, "Oh yeah, alright, let's go." When they get there, they meet this anime lolly. Now, like most anime lollies, she's ancient. Alright, she's actually fucking ancient. She gets real jealous of Victoria having tits while she doesn't because she's, you know, a lolly. So Harry goes on to be like, "Alright lady, there's these chip vampires. Can you tell me something about them?" And she's like, "Yeah, so basically, I don't know. Fuck off." And they do. Now, as Victoria is being dropped off, turns out there was a bomb in Harry's car, which, you know, blows up, killing him. I don't know why it took this long to blow up, but whatever. Before the episode ends, we get a quick shot of the main bad guy here. The boy is doing assault on the castle. Now, I see Victoria here, and it's daytime. So, do vampires not get burned in sunlight in this universe? I mean, she's wearing sunglasses, so, you know, she's protected. Remember, kids, always be protected. Stay safe. Be hip. But they are called back because it turns out that these vampires here are probably terrorists. Now, the SAS is here to take care of them. Back at the mansion, Sarah Integra is informed that Laura is waiting for her. At first, she's like, "Laura? Laura who?" But then she's like, "Oh, yeah, right, I have a little sister." That's right, that's not suspicious at all, not at all. Now, I mean, the first red flag is that that's supposed to be her little sister, but she has bigger hairs. So either Sir Integra got shitty luck, or there is no sister. You make your judgment now. So this guy is a former SAS member, is being turned into a vampire. Technically a bat creature, but you know, fucking vampires, basically all the same. After the weirdest dream sequence, Lars starts to put the moves on Sir Integra. Victoria notices a sheep in heatness and goes to investigate, but Walter is there to stop her. We also get our very first look at the main bad guy, and he is one big brain individual, let me tell you. 10,000 IQ this guy has. I tell you that because he immediately proceeds to tell Alucard that Sarah Integra is dying. So Alucard summons his Satan Star magic to end all other spells in the area. You see, Lara is basically a banshee, you know, the porny monsters that trick people into doing the deed with them and then sucking them up all their juices. You know, banshees. Or they could also be harpies. There's a lot of monsters that do that, actually, so, you know, in retrospect, it could be a lot of things. But thanks to the Satan Star magic, Walter finally wakes up, and him and Victoria rush over, only for Alucard to already be there, shoots and kills the whore. And then, like, totally not a crazy individual, Sir Integra stabs herself in the neck to get rid of the tainted blood due to her being bitten by Laura. So, episode 10 is fucking useless. Really, it is. You see, in Ultimate, they show Sir Integra's backstory in about 5 minutes. Here they take about 20. Like, Jesus, dude. All you have to know is that her father died, he told her about Alucard, the rest is history. But there is one scene in here that is just... Jesus. I'll play it for you now. A big massacre happened. What else is new, right, Americans? Haha. Even though they're in England, haha. New free now. See what's free this week. Epic Game Store. Motherfucker. Fuck off my video. So the vampires who are part of the SAS group, same as this guy, it's basically his entire unit, they're very picky about who they suck from. Only taking blood from those who have bloomed, if you catch my drift. There was also a bombing that tried to take out the Queen of Britain, but that's not as relevant. Sarah Integra goes to tell Alucard she got an invitation to go to the Queen's tea party, and that he could come too if he wanted. Not one to miss out on some nice leaf juice, he accepts. As this unit here is going somewhere, presumably to the tea party, we go to daytime where the Queen is having her tea party all at the Tower of London. The news anchor is like, what? Nani? Why is she doing that? Isn't it a fucking terrorist attack? Why is she having a tea party? The dumbass doesn't even tell that this is just fucking bait. Because the actual Queen is going over to see her BFF, Sarah Integra, over at her house for the tea party. Now Victoria, with her hooker clothes, goes to see Helena, the vampire lolly. She notices something wrong, kicks and breaks the door down. Nice attention to detail there, guys. And finds out the lolly was eaten. Yep. This guy, who his name has been absorbed, but I'm gonna say it now. They call him Incognito. Your favorite place to look up hentai. So, to keep going with all the Souls references, we're gonna call him Nito for short. So Nito is a big fan of eating eating things to become part of his body. And he's about to eat Victoria. Now the lolly vampire finds this all to be bullshit because she doesn't want big boobas to go to waste. So she tries to break out of the guy's stomach only to get beheaded. This apparently makes him fuck off without killing Victoria. Now the unit guys, those guys that were on the way to the tea party, were informed that the one at the tower was a fake one. So they got real mad and blew some stuff up. Hellsing is there to resolve the problem, but apparently this was a trap set by them as Victoria tries to radio them to warn them. You see, this is all a very big fucking ploy that Hellsing organization got fucked by. See, this tower is actually very important, as anybody that attacks it, even though they're trying to rescue people that are in the military police, are immediately considered enemies of the state, which now the Hellsing organization is considered an enemy of the state. This guy's cool. So his friend's there, getting in, and he's like, damn. But then he gets ambushed by these two other guys and has to shoot them with his pistol. Now, before he is eaten, Alucard saves him because he too agrees this guy is cool. So Sarah Integra starts having a mental fucking breakdown about how fucked she just got. The old man tries to stop the military police from interfering with Hellsing, but the second he shoots one bullet into the ground, he gets shot and killed by a sniper twice, even though the first bullet went through his head. So I don't know why you shot him twice. Really, poor old man. So with her resolve boosted, Victoria gears up, literally changing clothes, so I guess the car has their uniforms. Anyway, the police start raiding Sir Integra's house. Meanwhile, Victoria and Alucard clear out the vampires. The cool guy... Oh, no, cool guy, not the cool guy. Oh man, I'm fucking sad now. But at least even Alucard was so impressed, enough to leave his hat on him and putting his arms in a resting position. So Victoria starts fighting this guy, while Alucard finally finds Nito. Now this guy loves to simp for Victoria and becomes a very handsome man. At the same time, Sir Integra gets on a helicopter to try and escape, and Nito is fighting Alucard. Alucard is doing some shooty stuff, and oh man, we're about to see Victoria kick some ass. Oh boy, I can't wait. That was it? Are you serious? So anyway, Alucard thinks he got Nito beat until he turns on his magic. Apparently he says Alucard ran out of ammo, so the police girl shows up to give her master ammo before she gets cut in the process. Now Victoria's trying real hard to reach the bullets to save her master, but then Alucard just magic steps into his gun like it was nothing. I bet Victoria's probably like, oh really guy, come on man, Jesus dude. But Alucard gets full countered and dies again. He'll be back, I'm sure. Another DMAFS moment. Nah, guys, I'm joking. Man, Victoria loves to crawl up to Alucard's decapitated head, doesn't she? So Walter here saves Sir Integra by dropping her out of the helicopter before being shot down. Well, Sir Integra gets captured real quick by Nito. So you see, Nito here is trying to summon some demon and put it in his body so that he could destroy. As according to him, that is what he meant to do. That's what he was born to do. It was to just destroy. Now, Integra releases Alucard's lock. Now, this has happened before, but it's only relevant now. You see, Alucard has different locks to his power. He can release them all the way up to level 2, but to be released to level 1, Sir Integra has to do it. Now, once the lock is released, he regenerates and goes on to fight Nito, who at this point has a demon inside of him. So Nito thinks he has a shot at beating Alucard. To spoil the surprise, there are about 15 minutes left on this last episode, so Alucard summons his dogs to bite him, and Nito sends this shockwave that destroys some stuff. Hey look, there's Anderson. You see, I told you he had a fucking scene, just one more scene that lasts for 5 seconds, that has no place to be here, because they just, why the fuck is he here? Why is he here? And Nito keeps talking big and thinks that he's won, since Alucard has a broken gun. But then Alucard shoots him with a very long bullet anyway, and he's like, Nani? Who are you? Hey, which, dude, if you didn't catch it by now, you know, he's Dracula. Alucard is Dracula backwards. I know, big fucking surprise. So anyway, he impales Nito, killing him, and that's the end. Now, I want to say there is no way this is going anywhere as close as being as good, well, technically successful as the first video. But hey, one can dream. Now, Hellsing was released in 2001, and instead of following the manga, for the most part it follows the original story of the later half, which is why most people consider Hellsing Ultimate better, because this original story is not exactly the best, because the plot doesn't make any fucking sense. There's a lot of other things that don't make any sense I didn't point out, but I do recommend you watch this, as it is different enough that it's interesting to watch at least once or twice in your life, and never again, because it's not that great in comparison to the original. That all said, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and I don't know, comment if you want. I don't, that'd be cool of you. I'd appreciate it. And with that, I'll see you when I see you.